What a brilliant investment! Until Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, "Uncle Laban, send me on my way so I can go back to my own homeland. Give me my wives and children, for whom I have served you, and I will be on my way. You know how much work I've done for you." "If now it pleased you, stay with me. I know very well that the Lord has blessed me because of you. Tell me your wages, and I will pay them." "You had little before I came, and it has increased greatly, and the Lord has blessed you wherever I turned. But now I want to have my own household." Yeah. What shall I give you?" "Don't give me anything, but if you will do this one thing for me, I will again pasture and keep your flock."
"All right. What is it? Tell me."
"Let me go through all your flocks today and remove from them every speckled or spotted sheep, every dark-colored lamb, and every spotted or speckled goat. They will be my wages."
"Agreed."
"Later, check on the wages you have paid me. Any goat in my possession that is not speckled or spotted, or any lamb that is not dark-colored, will be considered stolen."
"Very well then."
That same day Laban separated the goats and lamb just like Jacob told him to do. Then he put a distance of 3 days' journey between the flocks of himself and Jacob's. Now Jacob tended the rest of Laban's flocks. He took fresh cut branches from poplar, almond, and plane tree and made wide strips on them by peeling the bark. Then he placed the peeled branches in all the watering troughs so they would be directly in front of the flocks when they came to drink. The flocks came to drink and mate in front of the branches, and they bore young that were streaked or speckled or spotted. He separated flocks for himself and did not put them with Laban's animal.
"Oh, you are the strong one. I will place these branches for you. So mate here and bore young for me, okay?"
If the animal were weak, he would not place them there. So the weak animals went to Laban and the strong ones to Jacob. In this way, Jacob grew exceedingly rich and came to own large flocks, and many servants and camels and donkeys. Then Laban's sons were saying, "Jacob had taken away all that was our father's and became rich." Laban's attitude toward Jacob was not what it had been. Then the Lord said to Jacob,
"Go back to the land of your fathers and to your relatives, and I will be with you."
So Jacob called Rachel and Leah.
"I see that your father's attitude toward me is not what it was before, but the God of my father has been with me. You know that I've worked for your father with all my strength, yet your father has cheated me by changing my wages 10 times. But God has not allowed him to harm me."
"We all know what you have done to our father, Jacob. We know very well."
"The angel of God said to me in the dream, 'I am the God of Bethel. Well, I showed myself to you. Now leave this land at once and go back to your native land.'"
"Okay, do what God told you to do." Then Jacob put his children and his wives on camels, and he drove away all his livestock and all his property which he had gathered to go to his father Isaac. Moreover, Jacob didn't tell Laban that he was running away. 3 days later, Laban knew Jacob had fled, taking his relatives with him. Laban pursued Jacob for 7 days and caught up with him.
"What have you done, Jacob? Why did you run off secretly and deceive me? Why didn't you tell me so I could send you away with joy and feasting? You didn't even let me say goodbye to my grandchildren and my daughters. I have the power to harm you, but I won't, because last night God said to me, be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad.
Then Laban told Jacob to make a covenant.
What can I do this day to these my daughters, grandchildren, and flocks? Come now, let's make a covenant, you and I, and let me serve as witness between us.
So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a pillar, and told Laban's relatives to gather some stones and pile them in the heap. Then they promised not to harm each other. Early the next morning, Laban kissed his grandchildren and his daughters and blessed them. Then he left and returned home. It was also called Mizpah because he said, May the Lord keep watch between you and me when we are away from each other. Genesis chapter 31 verse 49.